Hello and welcome to another episode at Her Space. In this podcast, we bring stories of mothers in different spaces. My name is Edna Thiongo and I'm your host. Today we have a very special guest because this month is very, very special. On March 21, the whole world celebrates Down syndrome. And we have a mother of a child who has Down syndrome. I have handsome son Theo, who is my child's namesake, is here. And I'm just so proud. The community of neurodivergent moms is becoming so wide.
Big, yeah.
And every day I meet mothers in this space. So most welcome. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Karibu sana Penny. Please introduce yourself to our guests.
Thank you, Edna.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
To our viewers. To our what? Okay, Karibu. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, Edna. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here to talk about our story, and especially geared towards what you mentioned, World Down Syndrome Day on the 21st of March. My name is Penny Kiringa. I'm a mother. I'm a mother of one amazing boy. He's 7 years old. He's called Theo. So Theo, which is our God-given gift in Greek. So I was very particular about because he is a gift to me.
Yes.
He came quite late, but nonetheless,
On time.
On time, in God's timing.
Yes.
So yes, I'm professionally, I'm in the telco industry. I work in the product management space, and I'm happy to be here to talk about my journey as a mother and a mother of a neurodivergent child with Down syndrome.
Most welcome.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
so much, and
yes.
we're very happy to have you. So we can start with just your own journey. How has mothering been for you? You can tell us about how the journey started and how it has been. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow. Motherhood. I'll be very honest.
Yes.
I'm one of these people who never really liked kids from a very early age.
Is it?
Yes. The number of fights that we had with family, with moms, because I don't want to babysit or be near children. So it was not something, I never grew up wanting to be a mother or, I grew up wanting to be the president or something like
wow.
that. Yes. So fast forward, grown up, and I had these amazing nephews and nieces, and I loved and adored them. And
You were the auntie.
I was their auntie. I was their favorite auntie.
Rich auntie. You were the rich auntie.
Amen. I'll receive that. And I love them. And I remember at some point, I had my little niece, Shishi. We call her Shishi. And I was like, I love this girl so much. It's amazing. What if I had my own? And that seed of being a mother started coming in. But really, my situation, I wasn't married, did not allow
those thoughts
to be a mother, because for me, motherhood was, I need to get married, I need to settle, and I'll be a mother. But now this is towards there. Remember, I didn't want to be a mother per se. It was not my ambition.
At the beginning, what was making you feel like that?
In terms of
it's very good for someone out there who probably doesn't
not
like
wanting to be a mother. It was just one of those things I never really, I think I was more inclined to save the world.
Okay.
Sometimes I still think I want to save the world.
Yeah.
But in terms of your typical small girl, their dream being or their ambition, being a mother was not really
there.
my thing. Babies, I remember, cousins would come to the house and it's like, oh yeah, there's somebody in the house. There's nobody in the house other than, Penny. It's like, because I wasn't really interacting with kids as much in the same way. Like, for example, my sisters would. But then, like I said, much later in life, I don't know whether it's because of growing up, and now, again, my experiences with my nephews and my nieces, who I totally adore, made me start thinking maybe this is something that can happen. But not to say that I started planning for it. But as it would have, I did find myself as a mother in my early 40s. And I had this amazing boy.
Yes.
And he is what I call my game changer.
Mm.
Lately, I've been talking to ladies and young girls, especially your professional, career-minded women
Yes.
who were thinking like me. And I was like, if you can, and I'm not pushing, and I don't know your story,
Yes.
just figure out how you can be a mother.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's been the best thing that has happened to me.
Nice.
Theo has been my game changer. He has brought a different purpose that I didn't have before I had him.
Yes.
Your priorities change. What did Penny like doing? I loved traveling. I would take time off work. I mean, in my 30s, I took a year off just to travel because I didn't.
I like your life.
I didn't have responsibility.
I know. I enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
So I think being a mom at 40.
Yeah.
So
but
that's what we did.
They come, and he completely changed my life. But he came with the beauty of having an extra chromosome.
Yeah.
So Theo has Down syndrome.
Okay.
Theo is 7 years old. He's just this amazing little man. Such a joy. You know, I will call him my compass.
Yeah.
He colors my world in so many ways that I would not have thought. So for me, I'm really, really enjoying motherhood. I never thought I would. It was not in the plan. It's here, and I've enjoyed it. So yeah, so that's my story about motherhood.
And you work for Busy Telco.
Yes,
I work. Do you juggle, or mothers told me here in this podcast that they don't balance, they integrate.
It's in work-life
because
integration.
There's no balance.
Yes,
so how does it work for you?
Yes, I can also be a bit of a workaholic, but I have purposed.
Yeah.
So especially with Theo being born with a condition of Down syndrome, between the age of 0 and 5, I was very clear that I'm not going to be extra ambitious in terms of looking for a promotion or a super demanding job. I kind of lay low so that I focus on him. I didn't want not to spend time with him.
Yes.
Or steered away from roles that would mean I'm away from him a lot. It did happen that much later with time, I'm still the ambitious career woman, that I had to figure out how to balance. So for me, I've been very, very lucky that I have a support system that comes in the shape of my mom and dad. For me, they're my biggest support system, especially when it comes to bringing up to Theo. I cannot not travel with work or because of Theo.
Okay.
So I'm lucky and extremely lucky, and I'm very thankful mom for that. That in fact, she's like, when are you going on a trip so I can have Theo?
Yeah.
When she loves
and he's comfortable with transitions.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes. And I think because I'm a person who's always been close to my parents. So even before Theo, my life oscillates around them a lot. So where I'm with them a lot.
Yes.
So it was just happened. So, 2-3 weekends I'm at my house, then another weekend I'll be with my parents.
Okay.
So that transition was not something that was a challenge for myself. So balancing work, I've just made it purposeful. Like I have to be at home at a certain things. I've given up some things that I used to do so that it allows me to spend time with him. I want to be, and most times I'm able to be at home at 6:30 with him to have dinner. So we have dinner together. I'm the one who reads his bedtime stories.
Yes.
Sundays are me and Theo weekends, and even most Saturdays, especially the last 3 years when I was working out of the country, where I didn't have that immediate support system that I currently have. So it meant I'm with him Saturdays and Sunday, and if we had things to do, I'd always tell my guys, my friends, either I'm coming with Theo or we need to work around Theo one way or another.
Yeah.
So I've been very, very deliberate about that. And I'm hoping, so he turned 7 and I was saying to him, now you're 7 and maybe mom can have a bit more of her, she can reclaim her time. Me time. So I still interweaved me time, but it was orchestrated. It had to be
around him.
It can only be Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, but it's still around him.
Yeah.
I have an amazing employer who also has, like, the early days, you get time off work.
Yeah.
Theo had a heart condition at the very early. He had to have a heart operation.
Oh.
And my employer was very graceful to allow me time off work to make sure that that was catered for. Yes, so in terms of when you're back from maternity, we normally have mom shifts where your shift is slightly shorter for a whole year.
Yeah.
So in terms of that support, I've been very lucky and grateful that my employer is very supportive in that way. Yes.
Yeah, kudos to such employers, because that's what a lot of mothers are struggling with out here.
Yes.
Oh, that's a beautiful story. And because you mentioned your mom, and we love to celebrate mothers here.
Yes.
Please tell your mom something.
My mom.
You can also tell your dad, because I heard you say mom and dad.
Yeah.
But Nani.
I'm also a daddy's girl.
Oh, okay. Talk to both of
back
them.
to both of them, my mom and dad.
Yeah.
I really, really appreciate you, and I appreciate the role you play, not just for me, growing up, bringing me up, the values you've impacted on me as a human being, but the support you've given me after Theo was born. You know, my mom takes Theo's for hospital appointments when I can't do that. Or both of them, actually. Haircuts are done by my dad.
Okay.
So they really do support me.
Yeah.
My mom is, I grew up in an environment where I was not limited of who I can be as a person, whether I'm a girl or not. So my mom is super ambitious, is formidable woman, very visionary also, and very goal-oriented and a go-getter. Whatever she puts her mind to, she will achieve. And I think that was impacted to me. So I'm very goal-oriented. What I want to do, I will plan and I will achieve it. In terms of motherhood, she was there. You could tell whatever she did, whatever hustle, she was also a hustler. She hustled to make sure that we kids got the best. Both, obviously, my mom and dad. But since we are celebrating mom's dad, I call him Fafa. Don't feel bad that I'm talking more about mom than I'm talking about you.
Yes, please.
Yes, but they both had a big impact on my son. I am definitely my mother's daughter in so many ways.
Wow.
And even when you're faced with an obstacle, because you could say having a child with special needs can be a bit of a challenge.
Yes.
I never saw it as a challenge, because to her, nothing is a challenge, nothing is an obstacle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I grew up saying, okay, we have this, you pick up yourself, you figure it out, you move on.
Yes.
And it's the same thing, which is part of the journey as a special needs mom.
Yes.
You need to accept. We have parents, or I've seen parents who have not accepted. The minute you don't accept it, then you're not going to be there for your child in the way you need to be for your child at any particular stage in their lives. Yes. So thank you, Mom. And thank you, Fafa. I appreciate both of you very, very, very much.
Yes. And thank you. Thank you, Penny's mom and dad. We honor you. We appreciate you.
Yes.
You brought out a brave girl in here.
Yes.
And she's fighting not just for herself, she's advocating for so many other people.
Yes.
You told me you have a WhatsApp group of over 400 parents.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm part of a group, an organization called T21.
Yes.
T21, so we support families and children with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
T21, you were asking earlier, what does T21 stand for? T21, it's also trisomy 21.
Oh.
Now, Down syndrome is a condition that comes about when the 21st chromosome triplicates.
Okay.
So that's why the T, trisomy 21. Hence the reason March 21st is celebrated the third month, the 21st of the third month.
The 21st of the
third month. Because the 21st
is the chromosome 21
that has triplicated.
Yeah.
So we all know we have a pair of 23 chromosomes.
Listen, Ali, I know you didn't know that. Swahili,
so if you remember your biology,
I do not
we have, I know, believe me, I had to remember it after I found myself in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a genetic chromosomal condition.
Okay.
So that we're supposed to have 23 pairs of chromosomes.
Okay.
So the 21st chromosome is the one that has an extra chromosome.
So now you get instead of being a pair,
yes,
it's a tri.
It's three. Yes.
Okay.
So technically our kids have 47 chromosomes. So we do call them our chromies with an extra, our homies with an extra chromie. Because our homies with the extra chromie.
You guys need to do music.
If I was to be a Gen Z.
You know, my homie with an extra chromie.
Yes.
Lord.
So our children have an extra chromosome. So now that extra chromosome is which happens during cell multiplication. So technically, there's nothing we can do about it. Yes. You'll get a lot of statistics indicating this. And for families out there, because in the organization, we do have a lot of situations where the woman is blamed for having the social stigma element is
on
very
women.
Yes. So on this, women out there, it's month for celebrating women. Do not feel you have any reason as to why your child has Down syndrome. It happens at cell multiplication. When you can't see even under the microscope, that's the time when it happens.
The child is forming.
Yes. So it's nothing you did during your pregnancy or didn't do or before your pregnancy. It has nothing to do with that.
Now, that's very comforting.
Yes.
So all those myths out there, let's debunk them.
Yes.
Tuache kwenda kwa ganga.
Yes.
Please.
And the families out there where you find yourself with a grandchild or a nephew or niece that has the extra chromosome, embrace them, because there's nothing that the mother or the father could have done to stop it. Yes.
And I think all these things generally, even as I said that in another video, even when the disciples of Jesus asked him why someone was blind or whatever, Jesus said it's just for God to be glorified.
Yes.
So really, even you and I, we didn't give ourselves eyes or legs or whatever.
Had no part to play.
We had no part to play.
Yes.
So even if we did what, or our parents maybe ate well or did whatever, they did not determine that. The Lord determined it.
Yes.
The maker of all of us.
Yes.
So I think it's good for people to relax, so that we are not chasing the cause, but we can move quickly to advocacy and supporting and advocating for our children and doing what's necessary. So I like that. And it's also good for people to know that.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So before, you told me about how you can discover about Down syndrome.
Yes.
And please tell us how your story was.
So you can actually, so there are tests that are normally done at week 12, which normally they are able to investigate and tell you whether your child has a condition. And then more intensive tests can be done. So for me, I went through all those tests, but nothing came about until week 31. I wanted to travel, and I had this really, I don't know, maybe gut instinct, if you want to tell them. I mean, you want to call it that way. I just needed to have a check before I traveled. I was
just to know everything is fine.
They don't blame it that, maybe they never looked after you when you were there, or the travel has caused it. And I went to just do a last minute scan. On a Monday afternoon. I remember very well, because it was the day before the election in 2017. So voting was on the Tuesday. And on the Wednesday, I was traveling, Wednesday morning. And on Monday, when I was in the office, I was telling my colleague, I just feel like I need to go do a last minute scan. Even my hair appointment that I had, I abandoned it. And when I went, there was like, you're under insurance, or you need to get a referral. Then he decided, okay, no, I'll just do the scan. And I explained why, because I just need peace of mind because
Yeah.
I'm traveling.
Mm-hmm.
So he did the scan,
Mhm.
and you know, typical doctors, when
Kenya.
the face, the countenance changed. And I was like, oh, and then he says, did you say you were traveling? And I was, so when are you traveling? I was like, I'm traveling on Wednesday. He said, is there a possibility that you might come back here on Wednesday? I'm like, why? We think there's a problem with your child's heart.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. If you really need to make sure that I'm fine, I'll come back.
Okay.
So actually, I packed straight from the clinic. I went straight to the airport.
Okay.
So I went with a friend, and they're like, they brought in a cardiologist. So the sonographer was like, I needed a cardiologist to be here to confirm what I think I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And when they did the scan, they saw that my babies, I didn't know the sex then, so my baby's heart had 3 chambers instead of 4 chambers. So which means there was a missing valve. And what they said to me, this condition is it's called complete AVSD, which is associated with Down syndrome.
Okay.
So there's a 60 to 70 chance of having Down syndrome. So I was like, oh, obviously the news was quite, shocking. I remember ringing my parents on the way to the airport, like, this is what they've just said. Yes, because now remember, I had to slot in this appointment after voting on Tuesday, straight to the airport. I mean, the next day, Wednesday, packing, ready to go.
Oh.
And I had to explain to them what they've said. And I went, I traveled, and I thought in my head, they must have got it wrong,
Yeah.
When Africa that side, they won't get it wrong. They'll know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So same thing. There's a process, so my midwife, my GP was like, you need to see the what do you call them? Your gynae in 2 weeks' time. So they put in an appointment, and then the first test that the first thing that the gynae does is the scan to check that everything is fine, because they're like, oh, you've come here now. I think the week 32, 33. And same thing, the sonographer, boom, stops. And I was like, is there a problem? Because now I'm pretending I don't know. I didn't even give them my Kenyan medical files.
Yeah.
Then they were like, yes, I think there's a problem. We need to refer you to the heart hospital there. So the city where my son was born has one of the biggest heart hospitals in the UK. And so I was referred there. And yes, they confirmed that he has that condition.
Okay.
And with it came now weekly checks and everything. And so he had to be brought early because he wasn't growing because of the heart condition.
Okay.
So I had to have initially I was planning to have a natural birth.
Of course, yeah.
But it was a
CS.
A CS. Now, what is very interesting, our children have certain attributes that come with the condition.
Okay.
And when he was born, so the reason why I ended up having the emergency CS is because his heart rate was dropping, and even after being induced for more than 48 hours, nothing was happening.
And this is week what now?
This is week 36.
Okay,
yes,
that was early.
That's what, yeah. So nearly 37. Yeah. So what they couldn't call it in terms of does he really have Down syndrome? So they had to do a blood test that is able now to indicate whether he has.
When he was already born.
Yes, now when he was born. So now they confirmed what they thought before the birth.
Wow.
That he did have Down syndrome. So now children born with Down syndrome have certain attributes.
Okay.
They have what they call hypotonia. So that is one thing that he definitely had.
Okay.
Because even when he came out.
Hypotonia?
So hypotonia.
You told me difficult names.
No, it's a learning.
Ali, we're catching up.
So Ali, hypotonia is low muscle tone.
Okay.
And now that low muscle tone is also one of the.
You told me about it.
Yes, one of the reasons why like even the heart is a muscle, the missing valves, you know.
Okay.
He got repaired when he was 5 months old. He had open heart surgery, 11 hours. That's a story for another day, where he now they fixed the heart.
Okay.
Yes, so they normally have low hypotonia, which is one of the reasons why they have delayed developmental milestones, especially the physical ones.
Okay.
So they're walking, they're talking, because the tongue is a muscle, again, that low hypotonia. So they have other medical issues, digestive, respiratory, and a lot of it is tied down to, even when they were a fetus, this trisomy 21 has impacted their muscles, and that now those delays come about. So our children now, the other attributes like a crease on the palm, so the almond-shaped eyes, the low ears, and that's why now quite often sometimes you can say that they look alike. They don't. We still do look like individual personalities, but they do have similar attributes. Yeah, that I've mentioned. That's whatever, you know, the different, like the hypotonia now starts impacting the milestones. So they have delayed cognitive milestones.
Yes.
But the good thing is, with early intervention, and this is where we keep telling our mothers, like I said, which we'll talk about T21, is the first advice we tell them is do early intervention. With early intervention, our children can thrive. They can be a productive member of society. We can't limit them, but we need that early intervention.
Yeah, sure.
And unfortunately, our medical system and care in this country, we are finding there are times when a mother will come. I remember one of my first meetings when I joined the organization. The lady came. She didn't know that her child has Down syndrome. How she found out was because the child was 3 years old and they were not walking. The physiotherapist is the one who said, do you know about Down syndrome? Now look at that. Our medical healthcare system should have picked it up by the time they're 3 years. Yes. Yeah. Wow. So, but like I said, with the intervention with what I'm talking about is physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. Like my son started occupational therapy and physical therapy when he was 4 months old.
Wow, that was quite
the surgery now at 5 months kind of hampered that.
Okay.
But we picked it up.
Because he had to recover.
Yes, but we picked it up. He walks. Yes, it took longer than your typical child. But he's working.
Awesome.
Now we are working on fine motor skills.
Okay.
We are working on speech therapy. Cognitively, we're also working on that. So he's lucky that he's been able to get that intervention early. Yes.
Wow,
yes,
Penny,
yes.
that was a journey.
Yes.
How did you go through all that? How did it impact on you as Penny? And this was your first time.
First time
mom on this motherhood.
Wow. It was, I think, the first few days because, like I said, because of the heart condition, we were in NICU and ICU. Is it NICU? For the first 10 days of his life. So we were at the hospital. So it meant I'm in a space by myself.
Yes.
So
alone.
Before we were released to go home. So yeah, those first few days I was like, oh wow, God, what is this all about? What do you want?
Even the last months since 31.
Yes. You see, before he was born, it was a possibility.
Or that it may not be.
They offered me to do the blood test that would allow us to confirm.
Oh, but then
But I said it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because interesting enough, they actually offered me an abortion.
What?
Yes. So I was like, does it matter? Does it matter? Whatever. Even if we confirmed before he's born, or they're born, because I didn't know the sex, before the child is born. Well, what will it change?
Nothing.
I'm paying for a blood test that is not going to change whatever the outcome is.
You are ready.
But in your heart of hearts, you do hope that that's not the case.
Yes.
But he was born, and it was the case.
Yeah.
And for me, yes, it was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, wow. But again, remember my background, my mom, pick yourself up. And I remember saying, God, what do you want me with this? What do you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do with this?
Yeah.
And I know you have my back.
Yeah.
And even today, I pray and I believe that Theo
yes.
will be a game changer.
He is already.
He will be a productive member of society. He will thrive. He will fulfill his potential.
Yes.
And I remember saying that prayer, and I said, God, you've got me, and we are gonna do this.
Yes.
So which is part of embracing and acceptance. Quite often people say, oh, will he get better? Can we pray for him? Can he get healed? Unfortunately not. We can't undo the extra chromosome.
Yes.
The extra chromosome is there. All we can do is do what we need to do. First, we need to love on them.
Yeah.
Love on them.
Deeply.
Embrace them. Embrace the journey. Embrace the journey by accepting it.
Yes.
And then you're in the right mind space to say, okay, how do I deal with this?
Exactly.
What do I need? How am I going to be present or to my child? Because if you don't, the version of you who you'll be giving to your child is probably not the best.
That's true.
Yes. Yes. What? So it was a bit of a shocker, but
I know
we are here. I mean, if you meet him, he's the most amazing.
Yeah, they're adorable.
7-year-old.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sure I'll meet him soon.
Yes.
And well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
So then now you moved on to join this organization. Tell us about T21 and the work that you're doing there.
I moved back to Kenya, and through a friend, I met this amazing lady, Eva Geshuki, who is actually the founder of T21. And she told me about the organization. And I met her like in December, and I think in January I joined the organization and hit it off running.
Wow.
So T21, like I said earlier, is a volunteer community-based organization founded by a group of moms. They started it off on WhatsApp. And then with time, I think that was about 8 years ago. And then with time, it's grown. We've registered it as a CBO.
Oh, nice.
And we have a membership process. We have a committee, elected committee. And I currently I'm the chair lady for that.
Oh, hello, chair. That told me you are the chair.
Yes, I'm currently the chair of that. We advocate and create awareness for persons living with Down syndrome. So we do different activities, we meet, we support our moms. So first thing is we get you into the WhatsApp group if you can. So the 450 we are talking about are what is on WhatsApp group. There are obviously moms who are not in a position to
even be in WhatsApp.
To be even in WhatsApp, but we do support them. So long as we've recognized them as part of the organization. We rely on well-wishers and sponsors. So like I said, we've all volunteered, even the committee. And the idea is to support, but above all, advocate and create awareness.
Yes.
So in terms of awareness, we still do have a long way to go. And that's the reason why I'm here. Because the more you speak to people, the more you realize there's a level of lack of a better word, ignorance about the condition. There's so much misconception about what Down syndrome is and what our kids can and can't do. We have challenges in the healthcare space. So our challenges from 0 to 5 mainly are healthcare. So our children are prone to a few conditions. The first one, heart conditions. We've been lucky in the past. We have found a sponsor and we managed to buy an echogram. An echogram is a machine that allows us to do an echogram for our kids to check their heart conditions. Because like I said earlier, a lot of them, 50 to 70% are born with a heart defect. So the first thing is to find out, does your child have this heart defect?
So that you can at least treat it.
Yes. So we've lost a lot of children to
that.
Yes, heart conditions and pneumonia. Again, back to the respiratory issues I was mentioning about thin airways and the likes. digestive systems. We call these tracts that are muscles that are affected in terms of development. So we have digestive system issues. That is quite a big challenge that we have within the organization. So when we sponsor, when we get sponsorship, when we get donation, a lot of it goes towards things like the medical camp, which I'll talk about on the 22nd. Yeah, we're organizing. So through well-wishers and donations, and then obviously the volunteers, we've run this organization just to support our moms. So another challenge, which now comes in once your child starts going to school.
Yes.
I'm sure
problems.
You know about that. Even
God.
your typical child just getting the right school.
Yeah.
Now we have we are struggling in that space also, the education system, where there's no policy or regulations around
neurodivergent
children. Yeah. So there are no curriculum. There's no care.
Yeah.
There's no understanding.
There's no understanding.
Yes.
I think the whole Ministry of Education hasn't provided for details.
Yes.
Because we find they have special education or what they call special needs.
Yeah.
But there's no granulating.
Yes.
I don't know whether that's a correct English word.
Yeah.
Like there's someone who has issues, maybe challenges with their legs.
Yes.
There's another person who has challenges. And I think the challenge is also in the neurodivergence. Maybe for physical disability, they are very prepared.
What you call the seen
disabilities.
As opposed to the unseen, the hidden, the silent disabilities.
It's a whole...
You get bundled. Even I remember during the census where you had to choose which disability your child or person has. There is nothing for Down syndrome, for example.
I didn't see
Yet Down syndrome is the biggest chromosomal genetic condition around the world. Globally. Yeah. But we haven't gotten to the point even in the country where we are recognizing it. So it's bundled with others.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I think there's even been more traction in the autism space than the Down syndrome or else Down syndrome.
And we still feel the same. Like even in autism, we still feel bundled.
Yeah. I mean, that whole space of
because also the whole spectrum and everybody's just treated the same. Yeah.
So we have those challenges. We then have challenges of societal challenges where the stigma that comes in with having in the African context, sadly, having children with special needs, conditions where a lot of mothers, this is the month for mothers, are abandoned because it's you who brought this into this family, which is really, really sad affairs.
Our society stopped doing that.
Yeah.
It's really a burden on mothers.
Yes.
An unnecessary, an unfair.
Yeah. Earlier on, I was speaking to some women in a group, and we were saying how you worry about things like, are they making friends with the neighbors? Are they making friends with the school? You almost want to orchestrate things, but that's not reality. Even back to the school thing, there is no really integrated schools. You'll find a school that says they're an integrated school, but they're not really integrated.
No, they're not.
That is a space which we really need to work on. We need to get policymakers on our side. We have children being kicked out of school. Post-COVID, we had one of us being kicked out of school because the school was not prepared
we
to
were also
accommodate
kicked
them.
out of our school.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a story.
Yeah.
And we had a number of us who were kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So terrible.
Then what do they do after they finish school? So in the organization, we have a lady who's going to be turning 50 in April. We have a gentleman who's about 44. But the question is, even now that society is a bit more aware of neurodivergent conditions, what is in the workspace? What are they going to do? I think our children, we need to go past that mindset that our children can only do beads or maths. I have nothing against that.
I know.
But our children can achieve their potential if they're given the opportunity to.
True.
But it's a mindset,
We need to
shift
change it.
that we need to, even when education policy makers are coming up with curriculums, how are they accommodating them? How flexible are they? Yeah. We talk about individualized planning. They're really not there. But how do you bring them together? Yeah. So
and even the therapies are so expensive.
The therapies
My
are very
God.
expensive.
How are people supposed to afford that?
Tell me about it with this economy.
I know. It's actually, you feel sad when you think about how many people can afford.
Yeah.
Which
is now, I'm talking about early intervention.
I know.
But a lot of people can't afford it.
Sessions of 4,000.
Yes.
5,000.
Yes.
And you're not sure of, like you can see progress immediately.
Yeah. And then there's all these quacks mushrooming around.
I know.
People have decided to all these speech therapists, occupational therapists and OTs.
Yeah.
It's like a minefield of trying to get the right one. Not get exploited. There's not enough. Lately, if you have an interest in children, I'm asking, do you have considered that you can be a speech therapist? I'm constantly having to
say no.
Ask people who, if I see you're a young person who's interested.
It's a space.
Yes,
it's a space they can
because we are lacking the speech therapists.
Speech therapists are not there. At least OTs, because of what they were doing for the other therapists, physio
and sports
and all
and
that.
Physical, yes.
But speech, it's really, really a gap.
Yes.
It's quite a lot of, it's a bunch of challenges.
Yes.
But we still celebrate.
We
still celebrate.
True.
Tell us what you're gonna do on what activities are set for March 21st.
Yes.
And what other things are up there in the organization coming up for the community?
Like I said, the organization relies on well-wishers and sponsors and donors. So I hope you'll be able to share our details, the website.
Yes, you will give us and we'll put
and our pay bill for guys to support us.
Do you have like corporate sponsors? Do you get?
In the past, we've been able to, so we are always approaching. We don't have any solid corporate sponsors, so it's, year on year, things change. But in the past, we've had organizations sponsoring us.
Okay.
So as we do different activities as an organization.
Okay.
So our biggest and first activity that we do is on the 21st of March. Where we have in the past we celebrate 21st because it's recognizing persons living with Down syndrome worldwide. So we get involved and we've gotten involved in different ways. Where either medical camp or a walk or food donations. So this year we are doing a medical camp where we are going to have doctors who've agreed to partner with us. Just doing checks. Remember I talked about the echoes, the speech, the dental issues, the respiratory issues, the physio staff. So we just come, get our children assessed for free or at a very nominal cost. So for echogram, for example, your typical cost is 19,000, but we are able to do it for 2,000 because we get leading cardiologists coming to do who've given up their time to come and partner with us. So we are doing that on the 22nd. So within our organization, we've invited parents.
Where will it be?
It will be at Ability Therapy Center.
Yes. Ngumo.
Ngumo, yes.
Okay.
Ngumo Estate, yes. Just off, what do you call it? Next to the Medina Mosque. Yes.
That's so good.
We also have individual activities. For example, our founder, Eva Gishuki, is doing a 21-day, 21 laps swim challenge.
Oh, nice.
So to fundraise, what she's doing, she's swimming 21 laps
for 21
days to raise 210. So again,
she needs people to give to raise 210.
She needs to 210,000. which now goes to the organization to support us. And when we talk about support, is pain NHIF for mothers or Shisha for the mothers who are not able to pay for that. So in the past we've had food drives when, especially during COVID, when things were really bad. So most of our moms, if I may say, also social economic challenges there. Most of them having to be the main caregiver, so they're not able to do business or hold a job because they have to caregive this child, that maybe they even have to do the therapies themselves. So we have a challenge there. So during COVID and even now, we are finding we still have a lot of support required, even in terms of food packs and the likes. So we also do family fun days. Again, societal challenges. We want to come back together and just enjoy ourselves.
And kill the stigma.
Kill the stigma, invite our family and friends and to be part of it. We've had a couple of them and they've been quite successful. We also have of the medical camps we have either in March or in October, we have dental clinics that we run, again with the organizations that are partnered with us. We do mom-to-mom sessions. Remember, the first thing that we need to do is for the mother or the parent to accept. So we have sessions where we just open up. We invite psychotherapists to come and talk to us in terms of accepting and embracing the journey and how to go about it. So that's how that's what we're doing as an organization, but also creating awareness. So talking to our families and friends about it, being involved in organization and like NCPW in terms of when they have meetings, policy making, influencing that. Yes. So there's a lot.
You're doing a lot, girl.
We are an organization of amazing women who are doing that. We have a good solid team who are selfless in giving of their time, treasures.
True.
Yes, to do this.
And they're still mothering their children.
And having full-time jobs.
And full-time jobs like yourself. Madam Chair. Very well. Let's clap for her.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
Yes.
Amazing work, full of grace, full of, not, it's not just carrying yours, but you're carrying the rest of the country with you and impacting Kenya and I'm sure Africa and the rest of the world. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done. And here at Her Space, we're going to support you.
Yes.
We're going to send our donation to the pay bill.
Yes.
So that at least March 21 can be a success.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Towards either swimming or whatever, but we are here to support.
There are many mothers out there.
There are many mothers out there who need us.
So I focused a lot of mothers because the organization is run by mothers.
Yes.
But we do have a chapter for the men.
Oh, that's
so there are men who we don't want for the men to feel left out. So we are saying support your woman behind the scenes.
Yes.
They have their own group that they meet. Because we felt like this one we need to lead.
One group
but not necessarily.
Men will always be there quiet.
No. Yes. So we also have a group of
that's good
for the men.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because even in my own experience, I see the men are suffering more.
Yes.
I mean, maybe quietly. Not more, quietly, because they don't talk about it and they don't have a community.
Yes.
So most of the time, when you go to therapy with my husband, it's me talking to the other mothers and him just quiet.
Yeah.
So I find like men also need a lot of support.
Yes.
Fathers who are looking after children with other additional needs, they also need a lot of support.
And we're grateful for the fathers who actually
have come out and joined,
stepped up and are supporting. Yes.
We celebrate them.
Yes.
Yeah. So what would you want to, as the chair, what message will you pass for World Down Syndrome Day?
This year's World Down Syndrome Day is to have systematic support.
Okay.
So we will we'd employ people to support the organization. If you know of a parent or a child, neighbor, friend, sister, tell them there's an organization called T21 Family Support Organization.
Okay.
We're on all the social media pages, channels, IG,
Yes.
Facebook, Twitter. So they can join, they can become a member, and we can support them.
Is the membership free?
It's not free.
Okay.
So actually, if you're donating, you can also donate and
become a member.
To donate for a mother to be a member.
What's the fee for membership?
For membership, we have an annual fee of 500 shillings for the mothers
affordable.
And a monthly charge of 200. So in total, it's 2,900. But now we stagger it that you pay every month 200 shillings.
Okay.
So if you want your donation, it can go towards the registration of the mothers.
Other mothers who are not able
you can sponsor a mother if you know.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we want people out there, the public out there, to be accepting and embracing children who are differently able, neurodivergent children, trying to get to understand them. I think quite often I like it when somebody asks me about and I'm able to give them information.
Explain, to provide information.
And remove any misconception that they might have about their child. So ask us about it. Read up on it. If you have a child on or a relative who has a child with the condition, support them as much as they can. Allow them to sometimes take time off.
Yes.
So there are situations when they might want to take time off, but they are a 24/7 caregiver.
It's true.
So support them in any way we can. In terms of from a structured space, we would want to be part of the policy making. Especially when it comes to education. Healthcare. Invite us to the table. We do try and come to the table of trying to make these changes. That because we are the ones who understand
better what is needed.
What are the gaps that we have? We clearly at the moment saying we have a lot. We would love to build a school. T21's biggest ambition is to build a school. We have gotten to that space because our children we have that challenge there. So there's the family, friend support that we are talking about. But I think in the structured space, and when I talk about this is in the education and the healthcare space, we are more than happy to partner with the different policy makers, one way or another. We do attend different meetings that we are invited to, where we can say, okay, come and ask us, give us our input. We are the best people to give you
the input.
Where are the gaps? How can we fix them? Like I said, our biggest ambition as T21 is to build a school. We are in that space because we found ourselves the challenge of taking kids to school.
And you're not alone. That is the first thing that I thought about after going around schools. I told my husband, we have to start a school because there's no school that gets us, understands what we need.
But you also don't want a special needs school.
And then
you
you're
want
like,
an integrated
then
school.
you're wondering what kind of a school can you do? But because out there, like even like when we went to India, we found very good, systems, and kids could be engaged properly from 9 to 5. But our children, when you go, you just find them on the swings. You find like there's no proper, like when you tell schools to give you an IEP, they don't get it.
You have to create it yourself.
You take it to them, they're not able to follow. You're not asking for so much, but the knowledge is lacking.
And there's also regulation lacking. What is the regulation around
especially
this?
For public schools?
For public school. You get kids being kicked out of school, not doing the exams. What is the regulation about children living with disabilities and their educational rights? And who is implementing it and who's following it up?
Do we even have representation?
Yes.
Do we?
No,
even
not really.
Especially, even in ministries. Like
there is maybe for the physical disabilities, but the unseen neurodivergent disabilities, that's still very lacking.
It's lacking.
That space is still very lacking. Yes.
And I like what you're doing. I love the work that you're doing at T21. I wish you all the best, even in terms of support. Because you need zillions. We might ask Trump to reopen USAID.
Clearly, but we need to do it ourselves.
We need to do it ourselves. I think Kenya has a lot of money. We have a lot of billionaires. We need to start
Yes.
talking to them nicely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
not
Yes.
even
yes,
nicely.
yes.
They just need to come and support us.
Support us.
Yeah, so we're
Yes.
calling out you Kenyan billionaires.
Come and support us.
T21 is
T21.
here open for
Yes.
support.
Yeah,
Yeah, for our
fantastic.
children.
Yes.
So they can also enjoy being Kenyans
Mm,
and being in the world
yes.
and teaching the world the
Yeah.
things that the Lord wants them to teach.
And fulfilling their potential.
And fulfilling their full
Yes.
potential.
Like
Yeah.
I said, with the relevant help,
Yeah.
support,
Yeah.
intervention,
Yeah.
they'll achieve
They'll be
their
amazing.
potential.
I was
Yes.
curious to know about the 44-year-old male and the lady who is turning 50.
Yes.
How have their lives been?
So obviously you can imagine 50 years ago.
Mm.
So the lady only joined the group recently, but
Mm.
Karaoke, who's about 44, joined some time back, who's looked after by the sister.
Okay.
The challenges, yes. So, but he's given us hope
Yes.
that imagine with all those challenges.
He's still here.
Yes,
and-
because over time, the lifespan of a child born with Down syndrome
Mhm.
has moved from 25 years to 60 years. And we
Amen.
believe more. The
Amen.
children with Down syndrome, with or persons with Down
Yeah.
syndrome, over 70.
Amen.
And we know now. So can you imagine how excited we are when we found out there's a person who has Down syndrome, born and bred in Kenya, who's 50 years old,
That's
who's in our
amazing.
space.
Yeah.
The hope they give us.
It's
So you can imagine the obstacles, the challenges that
the
they had
first-
50 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot.
So they encourage us. They are an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also have inspiration from we have Edu, who's at the university at Strathmore University,
wow.
20, can't remember exactly his age.
That's
So we encourage each other by living that
Yeah.
example.
And
You're
that
like,
challenges us to do more so that our children can have better.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they're going to live long.
Yes.
So we need to make it easier
Yes.
and smoother
Yes.
for them.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Penny,
And I
you're
believe
doing
with
a lot.
science breakthroughs and all, our
Amen.
children
Are going
will
to come.
yes. Look at hearts being fixed from 3 chambers to 4 chambers,
Amen.
and not having to have a artificial heart. It's from your tissue, which was the case with my son. So that coupled with the right policies, with the right frameworks, with the right support, our children can be anything. Our children can be
Wow.
everything.
Penny.
Yes.
Now we have to close this.
Yes.
What do you do for fun? When
What-
you're not looking after Theo, when you're not working at T21, when you're not working in this busy telco.
So
Girl,
remember how
what do you do for
one,
fun?
I love traveling.
Yeah. Are you still being able to?
Yes, I've
Okay.
just come back from Southeast Asia, 4
Go.
countries. So I do love traveling.
I'm
I
so proud of you that you're still able to do that.
yes, remember the support that I have from my
Mommy
mom,
and daddy.
mom and
Thank
dad.
you.
Yes, so I'm able to do some things. And I also don't limit him from traveling. So
Okay.
currently he wants to go camping. So our next holiday is camping because he's decided he wants to go camping.
Now he's choosing.
Yes, because it can be tricky traveling with the neurodivergent kids
Yeah,
and
it is.
children with special needs.
Mm.
But don't limit them.
Yeah.
Figure it out one or
Yeah.
another. So travel is big.
Yeah.
I love to read. I'm a bit of a social butterfly. I like to entertain my friends.
Mhm.
I love to cook. I have a passion for food.
Oh,
I have a
nice.
passion for interiors and fashion and interior design. Before Theo, I used to do a bit more like go to the gym, do
Okay.
hiking and things like that. Those are things that I'm now reclaiming back.
Yes.
Now that he's older,
Yes.
now that I don't have to feel like I have to watch him
Yeah.
every minute, and I
Yeah.
need to give him my 24/7.
Yeah.
So I'm reclaiming that back.
Yeah.
But yes, those are some of the things
That's
I like to
good.
do.
Yeah.
But T21 is big, high, very high there on the list of the things that I'm enjoying doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because self-care is very
Yes,
important
very.
for us, especially not just all mothers
yes,
and more so mothers of neurodivergent children
Yes.
because they are quite a
yes,
handful.
Yes,
So it's important for us to look after ourselves.
yes.
I hosted someone who is a mom of an autistic child last year,
Mhm.
and she told me about walking and gym and exercise. And last year, I had added so much weight. I think just because of the depressive state.
Mm.
And I started doing that, and I've
Yes.
seen it so impactful. Like every day I work out for 30 minutes.
Yes.
I just, do a little aerobic,
Yes.
and it's been game changing.
Yes.
Very refreshing.
Very.
Yeah. So I'm
Having
glad
me
that at
time.
least you're having some time
Yes.
to enjoy
Yes.
yourself and
Yes.
to remember Penny,
Yes.
because as we said, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
Yeah,
True.
you need to refill it, and I also like the fact that you're utilizing the community.
Yes.
Yeah, that
Get your
community
support system,
is really
family members, friends,
yeah.
empower them, educate them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank
What will
you.
be your last parting shot, especially for the March 21?
So March
from
20...
the chairman's corner.
So I think my parting shot in general is about the journey. Embrace the journey. Embrace the journey. Once you embrace it, you're able to figure out and empower your child, love on your children, love on your child with, not just Down syndrome, any condition that they might have. This love, be dedicated to them, commitment. All that dedication and commitment allows them to thrive. Yes, and fulfill their potential.
Yes.
I talk about this journey and I say it's the scenic route. You could take the highway or the motorway and you'll get there faster. With our children, we are taking the scenic route. It's slower, it's beautiful. We are getting to see things they're teaching us. That's something I forgot to mention. How much they teach us.
Oh, they teach us every day.
Yeah, so just embrace the journey as a mother of a child with any special needs and allow God to also do the rest. Yes, allow God to do the rest and they'll fulfill their purpose. For next week, guys, support us. We'll share the pay bill and the details of how you can support us. And thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much, Penny. And happy
World Down Syndrome Day on the 21st, Friday.
Okay.
On the 21st.
Yeah, it's Friday next week.
Yes, Friday next week. 21st of March.
So thank you so much.
So our medical camp will actually be on the 22nd.
On the 22nd. That's on Saturday.
Yes.
Is that Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday.
Okay.
21st is Friday.
Oh, 21st is Friday.
Yes.
So Saturday is when you're doing the medical camp.
Yes.
At Ability.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to put all those details at the end of the at the end of the show.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yes.
I want to say thank you so much to our viewers that we had Penny Kiringa, the chair of T21,
Family Support
Family Support Organization that supports mothers and fathers of children with Down syndrome. So from here at her space, we're wishing you a happy World Down Syndrome Day. World Down Syndrome Day on March 21st. And we are calling all parents and families of children with Down syndrome to attend the medical camp at the Ability Center in Gumo Estate on the 22nd of March.
Okay.
Yeah, and the details are below. Yeah, you can look at the details below. And we are asking for all the support, calling from everyone, the whole country, from the president. Please donate to this pay bill of T21.
Yes,
they need so much money. They want to build a school.
Yes.
They want to do so many things. They want to support very many other mothers who are even not in the WhatsApp group, who are out there in the villages, and they need our support. So let's love children who have any additional needs when we see them. All children anyway. All children are angels. And any child who has an additional need, when we see them trying to cross the road, when we see them trying to enjoy themselves even at a swing or in church, let us be accommodative. Let's love them. Let's stop a little bit to learn a little something from them. So thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.